2, 1.
My topic is segregation in school. The first graph I'd like to show you is this one. It shows the total public school students in America by race. You can see here that by year, the amount of white students in America has gone down. It's gone down about 10 million in the last 47 years. You can see that the number of Latino students, Asian students, and multiracial students has been consistently improving, increasing that is, and the number of black students and Native American students has gone up slightly as well. You would, since there's so much more diversity in the pool of public school students now, white public school students probably make up about a little more than 50% of the total public school students in America, in contrast to 1968, when they were clearly the majority. So you think that there would be more diversity and integration in schools in general right now, but that's actually not the case. This figure represents that. It's the percentage of black students in majority white schools in the South. About 10 years after the landmark decision of Brown versus Board of Education, the numbers started to pick up. And it was increasing all the way until 1988, where it reached a peak of 43%. Ever since that number, the percentage of black students in majority white schools in the South has been consistently decreasing. And right now it's at a little over 20%, which is a figure it hasn't been since 1968. Then we go to what the average student of 4 races and ethnicities, what kind of diversity they get. So the average white student goes to a school that's 72% white. This is in America. The average Latino student goes to a school that's 57% Latino. The average black student goes to a school that's around half black. And the average Asian student goes to a school that's around a quarter Asian. So this is a big problem for both for white students and Latino students and black students to be going to these schools that are very diverse. And you can see that that's the majority of the U.S. population. So there's clearly a lot of segregation that's going on. This is mostly happening in the Midwest, where there's a lack of diversity, and mostly all white, or not all white, but almost all white schools, and where schools usually have a large concentrated population of Latino students. That usually happens in the West, like California. Here are a couple images. In terms of poverty and race, you can see here that over 75% of black and Latino students go to majority poor schools, which I defined as a school in which 50% of the students are eligible for free or reduced price lunch, and Native American students trail that at 70%. And there's also a lot of segregation within school and within states. You can see here, 4% of white students go to a school which is high poverty. That's slightly different than majority poor. High poverty I defined as a school in which over 75% of the students are eligible for free or reduced price lunch. So even though only 4% of white New York students go to high poverty schools, over half of the students of color in New York go to a high poverty school. And that's a huge difference. States like Rhode Island, Illinois, Mississippi, and Louisiana, there's also a huge difference in the number of students of color, or the percentage of students of color that go to high poverty schools, and the percentage of white students who go to high poverty schools. And the states with the lowest difference, like Delaware, Montana, actually not Montana, Delaware, Wyoming, New Hampshire, and Vermont, they all have the lowest amount of people of color in their seats. Finally, we go to the student body of MCS by race and ethnicity, and the majority is white at 39%. multiracial/other, besides white, black, Asian, or Latino, is 32%. Black is 17%, Latino is 10%, and Asian is 2%. So you can see that it's a lot more diverse than most of the schools, besides Asian students. You can see that it's clearly a lot more diverse. And I believe that when looking at, obviously MCS is a private school, so it's a little bit different, but when trying to fix the issue of segregation in schools, I think looking at MCS's model is good, especially for private schools. This is all public. And obviously, there are kids trapped in schools that are concentrated with just one race, or schools that are very high poverty, and obviously that's a problem too. So I think that both education policymakers and common citizens should look at the trends of today and decide what's best to fix the issue of segregation in school.
Is there a question, Tom?
Was the middle graph for majority white schools in the South